people at the party. And I'm wanting.
Shit. Ooh.
Oh, that's
What
right,
you
divas.
wanna slay
Snatch
and let the
those wigs,
slay
'cause it's
Y'all know what time it is? It's the most wonderful time. Actually, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna get copyright. Hi, gay. Happy Pride Month! Aren't you ready to whip it and hunty slay boost the house down? Yes, God, Mama, Jesus. I don't know where that came from. If you don't know by now, last Pride Month, I decided to hate crime all the companies because as a member of the lgbt community, or the League Beauty community as I like to call it now, in order to avoid any monetization issues, YouTube? Still wondering why that happens? What you got against us? I decided to capitalize off rainbow capitalism because that is so poetic in a way. By the way, if you want to know how I did this, it's going to be on my second channel because we're going to do my makeup tutorials on the second channel from now on. So last year, Target decided they had the nerve, the gall and the gumption to release a Pride collection that I would say 60% looked terrible. And you can have your opinion. You can feel however you want to feel about rainbow capitalism, about Pride Month, about companies changing their logos. We will talk about it eventually. But this video, this specific one, is just about the fashion. Is it ugly?
Yes!
Would you wear it outside of Pride Month?
No.
Is your 80-year-old grandpa going to buy it for you to say, I support you? That's what I'm here to critique. Because we all know companies 90% of the time don't really care about you as a lgbt, because the moment this month ends, it's back to normal. I'm waiting for the day Disney decides to make a canonically queer person, not something we have to headcanon and reach with 80-foot rope. None of this Luca, Gaston, Elsa is a lesbian somehow. Like, no, we want actually gay characters that will kiss on camera. And I'm not talking about that one show you keep mentioning, The Owl House. That's not a Disney movie. I want a movie. We want a movie. We want the prince. We want the princesses. And if you care about the show so much, just let me ask you, do the shows get represented at Disney World? Think long and hard before you answer. So if you want my opinion on all those different companies and what they're doing, we'll talk about that when it's time. This is just about Target, because I got problems with y'all. I went and bought $150 worth of Target Pride. This is for your entertainment. Because y'all wanted this, okay? You asked for it, I will give. And also a tiny disclaimer about why you shouldn't care so much about these companies doing this. They make merch for queer money. You are giving money back to queer organizations. So who is really benefiting from this at the end? Until Target says we are donating 0.1%, because that's still a lot of all our profits this month of June to queer organizations, they will still be asking for queer people's money. And it'll only go back to queer organizations, which we already do outside of this month. Does that make sense? Any homophobic person, any person who isn't interested in Pride Month can easily ignore this collection and move on about their day. So change doesn't really happen. This month is founded on activism and change. Change is not temporary, change is permanent. So if a company is watching, if you really want to make an impact, make something happen permanently. It's not just about hiring more lgbt workers. It's not about tweeting Happy Pride Month or changing your logo. It's about making queer people feel seen in your store all year long.
all year long.
I'll explain later. Let's go. First up, I will say, they did hire some queer designers this year and they actually showed it on the boards, which is like, how nice. I bought these in New Jersey because I'm home right now, not in New York City, so the collection wasn't as big, and that's already one gripe I have. The bigger the collection is, the more democratic and liberal the city is. They don't put the whole collection in a southern state that is rural. So how accessible is it actually to the kids who are closeted and want to be able to have one piece of clothing without having to ask their parents? With that being said, some people are like, don't be so mean to these designers. They worked hard. Everyone works hard on their designs most of the time if they're selling it through Target. They know this is up for judging online, okay? They're grown enough to accept that. They pay rent. Also, this is my honest opinion. I'm not gonna hold back or try to tiptoe around just because these designers happen to be queer. We are equal opportunity offenders here. And finally, I don't think Target's feelings will be hurt. Y'all have to stop sympathizing with these companies. That being said though, I don't mind this design. It's almost like I forgot this is a try-on video and a review. So in terms of the fit, it feels good. It's unisex, so that's nice. It's a little long for an extra small, like, actually, my waist is here. Whatever, I guess I'm short. That's fair. I like it. It's not bad. I appreciate the diversity of colors used. I appreciate the word queer on here. I think we need to accept that this word can be taken back. Some people are still offended by us saying the word. That is fine. You can be offended by it, but you have to understand why people want to take back that word, right? It's an all-encompassing word. Not everyone wants to label everything. And also, speaking of Pride Month and labels, stop pressuring people to label themselves and figure out their sexuality. We are still thinking that everything has to be categorized when we all said sexuality is a spectrum. That's like trying to categorize every color of the gradient. Good luck. Keep in mind while Pride Month is amazing and we can be even more queer and loud, this is mainly a US thing and in liberal accepting countries because it was originated in New York City. Most other countries out there don't even acknowledge Pride Month as a thing. They don't even acknowledge gay people as a thing. So it's hard across these. This month can be the most depressing for some people, and it has been for me when I used to be closeted and not been able to express myself. But I think the most insensitive thing y'all on TikTok can do, I'm watching you TikTok gays, it's not looking good over there, is to pressure people to figure out their labels and sexuality and put their pronouns in their bio, especially when they're still going through puberty and growing hair. Stop pressuring them. They're on their own journey. Like, get a life. Go wave your rainbow flag elsewhere. I actually do like this design a lot just because I like how simple it is. I appreciate different colors. This is the trans flag. It even includes black and brown on the brown and black on the outlines of the letters. So you managed to get every color in there without it looking just like a flag. And before someone twists my words, it doesn't mean I don't like the flag. It just means I don't like the flag in fashion. Same way I don't like American flag in fashion and any flag in fashion because I don't think it can be fashionable.
Oh my god, she has the titties out.
You know what I love about button-ups is that the more you button it, it's a different person. Ready? This guy, some Floridian. Don't think about the color, think about the way I'm wearing it. Some straight man on the beach thinking he's all that, or some gay guy who thinks he can show his body because he suddenly has abs, even though I don't have abs. And then he goes, am I giving? Is this giving? Buttons 1 through 3 mean you are about to undress and have sex. Button 4 and 5, you're a little skanky. Why? You're probably a bachelor or in your late 20s and 30s and you want to pick up some women. Or you are a gay guy who thinks he can suddenly show all of this because he had pecs, even though I don't have pecs. Nothing against these groups of men. I just personally think anything other than all the buttons or one undone is a crime. Stop looking like you're getting undressed in public, okay? Either be fully undressed or dress up. None of this halfway, ooh, I don't know. Okay, so this is an extra small. It fits pretty well. I personally don't like squarish. This is just the cut I don't have a gripe with. I don't like it when it's just square. I like it. But I will say, last year, I told them I like collars like this, and look what they did this year. I kind of wish that the collar is different. Like, it's the same pattern here. I like collars to be accentuated. Like, you made a collar, you might as well show it off. And I think it frames your face really well and your neck. So maybe if they made it like a dark blue or even just, you know, a light blue, maybe denim. Maybe if this was in a denim fabric instead. Not black, not brown, that's fine. Or like a light pink, I don't know, something that isn't this though. As far as the pattern, it's
Giving shit.
not even, which I think is good. They're not perfect squares all around. Some of these lines are closer together than others, and I think it's good. It adds variation. If you think it should be all squares, go ahead. I'm just gonna call it graphing paper then. And they have a lot of shades on here. There's like a light blue and a dark blue, a light green and a dark green. They improved this year. I will give them that much, but I'm not gonna give them all my money. I'll make more on this video anyways, so who's winning here? Actually, they're winning still. Damn it. I do want to know your thoughts on rainbow capitalism. Like, I want your thoughts for the video, so go ahead, leave it in the comments. It's an open conversation. Can we all just learn to be respectful for once, please? Yes, thank you. And it is a complicated topic because it's not all bad or good. It's a spectrum. Oh! I deserve to be punched for that.
Thank you.
When I tell you, my brain exploded when I saw this. I was like, huh? Schitt's Creek did who? One of my favorite shows of all time. And the fact that they got this, like, that they also, I don't know, does Schitt's Creek give them the rights to do this? I don't know. I really like it, maybe because it's just Schitt's Creek, but like, I like the logo of Rose Apothecary. I like the fact that it says, what does it say? Handcrafted with care. Oh, so it's nothing about pride. It's cute. If you know the show, this is a cute shirt to wear and people will like it when you see it. I'm not a big fan of this little brown spot right here because it looks like the rose is fading away and like from far away, it looks like you cut off the rose. They definitely could have put the brown somewhere else. And I would like to see what this looks like without just being a gradient because you have all these little cuts here. Like the rose is segmented. What if you did color block? What if you did this was all red, this was orange, this was, and like splashed it around? I'm not a big fan of gradients in general in fashion just because it turns into certain things. It starts to look like spray paint, bad tie-dye, or, you know, lazy design, let's just do a gradient over a shirt. And I don't necessarily think the gradient works well with the segmented colors. Maybe if it was just a silhouette, it would have been better. But like, just imagine if the roses were mainly red and orange, and then as you got to the leaves, they turned different colors of green and blue, and then purple at the bottom. Like that, I think that would have been cute. I don't know where you would put brown though. I understand that maybe the designers wanted to include all the colors of the updated flag everywhere, but like there is no pink or light, oh there is light blue. But I feel like brown, in terms of color, does not work for all designs. In terms of the symbolism behind it, I think it should be used, you know, brown and black and the trans flag. But when you mash it all together, sometimes it just looks a little muddy, like right here. Oh boy. So this is a little big on... Oh my god, this looks so bad on me. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I would need like a medium. No, this is, you see how much empty space is here? I think you're supposed to wear a shirt under this because right now I just look like some weird gay farmer and it's not a good look. In terms of the actual outfit, these are shorts, mind you. Here, let me back up. I don't mind it. I actually do like this little thing here. It's not well made, I will say. It's already scraping off. So the embroidery could be better. But I like the accents of pastel rainbow here. And I like the denim wash. I just don't like this in general for me. Like, for me. No. Oh, no, 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 no! This is Queen. Okay. No. Personally, I'm not a big fan of words on fashion and clothes because it's not, language is not universal. But I'm also confused because why is it in quotation marks? And not everyone's gonna want queen on their thing, you know? Like, it's cool to call someone a queen, but like some people literally have dysphoria over that. Even someone saying hi guys can activate that. So I try my best to say like, hi friends, hey y'all, that's why my intro is that. So I think if you wanted to go more universal with it, you could just not do it. Like, I don't see how omitting it would make it worse. And I don't see how adding it makes it better, necessarily. And at the end of the day, if they just took it off, people can add the word if they wanted it themselves. Also, I wish people did more stuff with the pockets. Like, you have this center pocket here. Make it a different color. Like, give us something here. I never see brands do this. It's so boring when overalls are just all denim nowadays. Okay, last time they made a tank top, it was very high school gym energy. 10 times better already. Also, how did they get Pose to do this? Did the producers allow this? Or are you just allowed to do this in general? Another one of my favorite shows in terms of representing queer characters, and I think everyone needs to watch that as it's a must. I like the grading this time with this just because it's separated across the letters. And of course, we got Electra Abundance, Ms. Dominique Jackson on the front, as she should be. I don't know how I feel about letters going across something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just gets a little busy here. I think I would have liked it more if it was just Dominique Jackson. And you can put like Pose on the top or the bottom. Oh, get it? Or if anything, you could have made this smaller, the image smaller, or the text bigger, and cropped it so that the image was in front of the words. So like you could sort of see the word Pose, but you could tell us the word Pose because it's down here, it's up here. If this was in front, I would not be able to spell it because you're only given this much. So sometimes I feel like if you cut it off to the edge like this and like this, it's a little bit, it might give the idea of, was that intentional? Or it just looks too thin. This is very nitpicky. I just want to be annoying right now. But you see this little thing? Why didn't we just crop this image a little smaller so we don't have to see that? That's all. I'll wear it to sleep. None of these clothes work for me, like outside of the bedroom, because I just don't dress like that. I would wear these during Pride marches, but the thing is like, that is so wasteful in terms of just buying clothes for the sake of one. Like, that's like you buy clothes just for Coachella and then you throw it away. What are y'all doing? And because companies release new things each year, you're just gonna keep buying the new ones and they keep taking queer money. Which is why sometimes I wish when companies make Pride merch to make it more universal for the whole year. Obviously you can wear this all year, but not everyone wants to see the rainbow splattered on top of them, even as a queer person, because you want to be able to layer and like coordinate your outfit if you care about that. If you're the 80-year-old uncle who doesn't give a shit, well, yeah, you don't give a shit. They also have bucket hats. I don't really wear bucket hats anymore just because my hair, oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Honest opinion, let me know. Do bucket hats still work for me? Or did they never work in the first place? Is that what it was? I actually really like the hat just because they have these little rainbow details right here. This time, these are perfect squares, so it looks like a graphing paper. Kind of wish the lines were a little thicker because like from far away, you can just barely see the lines. This happened last time. I still have it. This goddamn atrocity over here. Like this didn't line up. This is the back of the tuxedo. Why is this off-centered? So like for here, the band, just make it black or don't put the design on it just because it gets a little messy there. All right, finally, the big one. Never have I ever worn any of these types of clothes. Oh yeah. Oh. I'm zooming out for this one. Hold on. Oh, I am not a woman. Yup. This fits all right. Oh my god. This is what y'all wear? Who fits this? This is strapped to my body. And I don't even have tatas. No breasticles here. Do I like it though? I don't know. I mean, I would never go out in this. Like, I don't have that confidence. Ready? Pose for the camera. Oh. Pose for the camera. Oh. They feel fine. Actually, this is my favorite outfit. Like, in terms of the design, if I saw someone in this, I'd be like, you better go off. I love the accent here. I love the fact that these have accents on each one. They're like racing shorts. This has purple and brown. This does not have purple and brown. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me know your thoughts. Because this could be those sour strips of candy. But if you do both, it might be too busy. I don't know. But I also like things to be coordinating. So either we lose the purple and brown up here or we add it down there. What do y'all think? I act like we're all gonna buy these. This is the last thing I bought, but we're not done. You thought I was done? No, we're going to review the rest of the collection online. So when I was looking at TikTok and figuring out what other people saw in stores, apparently there were Demi Lovato albums and Chromatica by Lady Gaga being sold within the collection, like in the area. They know, they're aware. They know how to sell things. I don't blame them though, you buy them. Wherever you are in your journey, we celebrate you and all that you are, today and all year long. There was a lie. Only in this month, because after this, we're deleting the whole catalog. Pride Month is not about clothes, so just make these clothes permanent, why don't you? They have a lot more options. Oh wait, I did buy something else. $12 for 4 pins. That's like a really good deal. And I like the butterfly the most. Like, that's what I mean. Make cute stuff like this. Oh god. See, this is where like, is this supposed to be ew the shirt as well? Like, what were you thinking? But I will say they did use queer models. Like, good. I'm glad they're getting opportunities. It's still capitalism. They don't care about queer people outside of this month, okay? That's just how it is, y'all. Please stop settling for the bare minimum. Push for more. So let's talk about this design. We have the pan flag, the lesbian flag, the rainbow flag, the other flag, and the rainbow flag again. That might be the gender queer flag, and then the trans flag. A might be bisexual. Here's my gripe, and this goes for flags, labels, categories, like all the above. You're all getting offended right now. We physically cannot list all of them. People who do pride looks based on flags, which I did last year, I cannot do every flag. Why? Because you could technically make infinite iterations of them. If our community, League Beauty, likes to say that if we as a community agree that sexuality is a spectrum, gender is a social construct, you can be whatever the fuck you want, why do we feel the need to categorize all of them and abide by one only? This is why I have said any pronouns work for me. But if you didn't know, any pronouns work for me. I just call myself queer now because I give up. By creating all of these different names and not mentioning the fact that this is a spectrum, we teach people the idea that you have to fall into one of these categories. So we're boxing ourselves again, even though we didn't want to be boxed in the first place. And as for the flags, I understand that flags make you feel acceptance within the community and they make you feel prideful, and that is amazing. There's just a tiny little problem, and it's an unfortunate consequence that when you make a flag, one, the original creator might be controversial today. So a lot of flags, people are saying, you can't use that flag. People have different meanings with each flag. They're like, you can't use that flag. You shouldn't use that flag because you're not blank. We can't use that flag anymore. The creator was blank phobic. I don't know which flag to use. Can you tell me? No, I'm not gonna tell you. It's not my job. It's not anyone's job to tell you what you are. In my opinion, if you want to use that flag, just use the flag, okay? It's 4 colors on a rectangle. And if someone else is offended by you using that flag, your flag, which you don't own, none of us own them, they're colors of a rectangle. Like, what are they doing that is stopping you from living? And as for this, because you made this, now people who don't have the flag on that will be mad. So in my opinion, don't list sexualities or flags ever on clothing because you will never get all of them. It's just ignorant at this point. And people might take that as you don't like flags. I love flags, okay? I love making makeup looks off of them. But when I used to do it on TikTok, if you didn't know, I did a whole series of it. Every single one of them, there was an argument on what each color meant, who should use them, and who does it represent. If you don't like the flag, guess what? You can make your own. That is the freedom of these flags. They're not national country flags. I just hate when people, especially younger people, just talk random out of their ass. I lost faith in some of this community, when someone said on a pride video I did, what flag is he wearing? It's a black and white cape, first of all. Under that thread, someone typed, ew, I hope it's not the straight ally flag because they shouldn't be there. That is when I lost faith in all of humanity. We're demonizing allies somehow. And the fact that people who are unlabeled even have a flag. What? And it's not the flag's fault. If we were accepting in the beginning, the rainbow flag would have been enough. If the community as a whole was accepting of everyone within that community and agreed sexuality was fluid, the people who felt exiled wouldn't feel the need to make their own flag. But the fact that some people today still don't feel represented by the rainbow flag says a lot about us, not the flags themselves. The flags are fine. They're just colors, y'all. So yeah. I really don't like this shirt. And design-wise, it is so busy. I actually really like this shirt. It was not in stock where I went, just saying, because it's tie-dye. And I think if you want to do rainbow, you should go tie-dye. If you want to do a flag, you should abstract the flag a little bit. We can be creative here, come on. Like this. This is fine. I like it. I think the lettering should have been white and the yellow should be down more. Like, go pink, orange, have the letters over the orange and be white, and then yellow, green, blue, blah, blah. Not the biggest fan of black text over pastel colors. Marsha P. Johnson, the queer liberation movement was led by trans women of color. And that is true. I do like the fact that they did more history this time with their collection. They actually wrote descriptions in the store, so I appreciate that. Are these supposed to be pride as well? Are these sprinkles? Oh, that's okay. You know what? That's actually very cute. Much better than their swimming shorts last year, which don't fit me anymore, by the way. I would have bought those shorts. I need new swim shorts. Yes. Yes. Thank you. That is something I can see being used forever. Okay, I saw this in store. Not gonna lie, I really did not like it. Just because I don't like how this is justified. Not the normal justified. I mean like justified left, right, middle, and I forgot what this one is called. But when you make it so every word fits on the edges of glory, I just hate seeing spaces in between. Unless it makes a shape, I just don't like seeing those spaces. I really like the poem though, so just a personal thing, y'all, okay? This is my gripe. It messes with my brain. Let's go to bottoms. Oh, I like how they put tops and bottoms in here. Oh, I see what you're doing. These are cute. Those joggers are cute. I actually really like the army green. This one. Some people had a lot of big opinions on this. I don't mind it. I just don't like skirts like that, but I'm sure some people will. If I was gonna get a skirt, I would get this one though. This one looks so cute, actually. I love the colors. Oh, no ma'am, these are not sprinkles. These are worms at this point. I hate gray as a color, y'all. Why does it exist? Imagine this on black. Like, it would have popped so much more. Oh, I just hate gray as it just should not exist. Lesbian sleeveless shirt dress. I just think if it was that gradient thing, like that wash of color instead, a little bit like tie-dye that we saw with the other skirt that I liked, it would have been better. You could also just buy a lesbian flag and then do that, probably. Like, they kind of, it looks like it's a piece of fabric, okay? That's what it is.
It's a piece of fabric.
Pride adult sleeveless abstract rainbow A-line dress. What is on here? But you know what? I don't mind this actually, because it's like they've turned flags into a pattern, which is actually pretty creative. And there's the non-binary flag on there, and they're cakes. I think there's supposed to be desserts on there. It's just, it will never satisfy everyone. That's why rainbow is the universal one. I am still zoomed out. Let me do this really quick. All right, family outfits. Let's see what the family wants to wear. I saw this in person. The shirt was fine. I just don't like words being cut like that. I get they want to emphasize the word equal, but we could have just made it one line. Once again, we're listing things. I think listing is like such an easy cop-out in terms of making Pride merch. And I also don't like the colors. It's somehow Christmassy with that green and red. And you can barely read her because it's dark red on red. And then you can also barely read she on the light pink shirt. Like, it never works in my opinion. Kind of wish they did stuff that was about pronouns because that's still being talked about a lot and it's misunderstood. It's just the way you dress someone, y'all. And I think it'd be really cute for someone to have a shirt like that. Like, you know the ones that have, hello, my name is blank, and it's like it looks like a school sticker. If they went with the school idea, that would have been cute, I feel like. Especially for children. You should normalize understanding someone's pronouns. In fact, I know children can understand that because there are children who watch this. It's the adults who don't get it still. This is where I start to question mark. We have Granola Gay, Chaotic Bisexual, The Resident Astrologist, The Group Mom. 2 of them are about queerness. Maybe it's because we don't have phrases for the other ones, but I just feel like some of this just isn't even Pride anymore. It's just like, is gay culture caring about astrology? I guess. I just don't like people who take one word and turn it to their personality in general. Because one time I said I hate all Capricorns as a joke and I was being sarcastic, and then someone commented, you made my sister cry because you said you hate all Capricorns. And then I replied with, she shouldn't watch me. Oh, this is actually so cute. That is not dark green though. That is dark piss yellow is what it is. Regurgitated food is what it is. I would have liked to seen an actual dark green on it. Even just an olive green. This is just too yellow. But this is actually so pretty. Why don't they do more designs like these on the shirts? Like, why is the decor much better? Math is not mathing here. And before someone says, well, gays can't math. Yeah, nice stereotype. Cheers, queers. I don't cheer. That is something your mom buys for the whole barbecue. And then she goes, can we all raise our cheers, queers cups, everyone? Cheers to our queer son. And then you proceed to run away, find the grill, turn it on, and slam your face into it. Bag toss multicolor. Is this a glory hole? $80? Ma'am, this is a piece of wood with a hole in it. I can get that for free. Oh, I really like that design though. That's a really cute design. I wanted to see that on a shirt more. Why is the decor so much, like 10 times better? You're here, I'm queer. That's actually really smart. I didn't want to admit it, but I would like this. It's funny. For those who don't get it, usually it's we're here, we're queer, or I'm here, I'm queer. This, as a doormat, a little bit camp. You look at it and you go, and then you laugh. Throw blanket. This is so cute. Whoever's designing the, sorry, the straight went into me. Whoever's designing these needs a raise, or like needs to design the next year one, because everything is hitting. Oh no, we gave the aunt a portable water bottle as well. Wait, this is a tap? Oh my god, it's a beverage dispenser. That's cute. Look, they use the pink and the purple in there in different ways. This candle is called Butch Please. Why is it lavender flavored and not like pine or some type of wood? Somehow this is in the Pride section. Is it because we like iced coffee or something? I hate iced coffee. I really like whoever designed this logo. It's important. It has my birthday on there. It has the Stonewall Rights on there, which, like, how poetic that my birthday is on the same day as that. It's a really good graphic. Summer of 1969. Why is it hot cinnamon candy? Like, the names are so good, but the scents don't matter. Like, make it summer scented, you know? Like, florals, beachy, sandy, sweaty, musky. This plant has no gender. Plant pot. That's cute, actually. Wait. This is so cute. This is in the Pride section? Okay. The rainbow capitalism is swaying me. I'm not gonna buy it. Is this Equality Dad? Wait, equal... Whoa. What does this mean? I think this is in Spanish. Correct me if I'm wrong. Unless it's about dads. But this might be Spanish for equality. And that's nice. It's just now I see dad. So I thought it was a dad cup. Slender Aphrodite has overcome me with the longing for a girl. Wait, this is so cute for y'all. Lesbians, where are you? It's actually really cute, I feel like, right? But like, I'm noticing, so far, I have barely seen anything that goes on other flags. Like, I saw an asexual flag on a group of flags on a shirt. So for people who do want a specific flag, it's a little less convenient for them. They also included books this time. Great, like, thank you. Educate the children. Read books still, y'all. And that is basically everything. There's still a little more items like socks probably, but other than that, Let me know what y'all think about the collection. Will you be purchasing something? In my opinion, I feel like it's better if we put our money towards smaller queer creators, designers, artists, because they are the ones who need it. I'm pretty sure Target and its collaborators will be fine if not many people buy this. Also, I didn't even see it, but they had binders, which if you don't know what they are, it's not like a school binder. It's something that you wear that's a little bit like this, that basically squeezes the breasticles so that they are less pronounced when you're wearing clothes over them, and they maybe can't afford surgery yet or don't want to, so that's the alternative. And those binders were part of a collaboration between a female-owned queer underwear brand or loungewear brand and Target, which is a great collaboration. They're also the ones who made this probably, but the problem is they're selling those binders for this month only. For what? For why? What happened to accessibility, Target? What happened to wanting to do change? Like, if you want to do something, how about adding binders to your permanent collection so that anyone can get them at any point? I don't think people understand how much a binder means to someone when they can actually get it. So the fact that you're only giving these out, because other ones are probably more expensive or not as easy to get, the fact that they're only being given out this month is just performative. Like, it's just saying, hey, we did binders, y'all. Oh my god, we collaborated with people. Like, but what's the point if that collaboration doesn't stay forever? Do better to every company out there. Stop treating Pride Month as a way for you to just make more money. Actually do change, make donations, represent queer people, hire queer people, listen to their opinion in the workspace mainly, make them feel accepted, make them feel welcome, and I'll see you next week when we review even more Pride collections from other companies, and then Pride logos, and then we redesign the logos, and I could just make so much content from all this junk. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Leave a comment down below about what video you want that is Pride themed, because I do this stuff year round, but it's only during this month where I get to do this stuff that I get very excited about. And subscribe for more videos every week. And as always, I love you all, and everything is less than 3.